Hello team, take a look at this.
Today warfare has changed, again, dramatically. I don't mean just physical warfare of the kind I just described. I'm talking about the capacity, and it's not imaginary, it's not futuristic, and it's not exaggerated. It's moving very rapidly to a situation where, with the click of a button, you can bring down nations to their knees very rapidly, if you so desire, and if you're willing to take the risks, because every system can be hacked. Today, warfare is...
And the question being asked is, has Spain found that out to their cost? Let's get into it. Hello legends, I hope this finds you absolutely incredible. As always, remember you're a massive legend, and if you're not feeling that, you got to shut off all the noise, because none of that's important. And other people's noise, and believe me, they will make a lot of it. That's not important. What's important is you tune into your divine power, because you are a manifestation of the divine. And you let everything else fall away. That's your number one connection. The people thing, that's kind of secondary. And people that are giving it all that, that's not even a third. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'll say this, say this sending you a lot of love. Right, I'm just going to whip through this, folks. I'm going to do a quick one. My back is absolutely killing me. Been in this chair all day. Probably not good, I know. But right, let's just whip through this. So, we've been doing a lot on the cult of Saturn. These weird black cubes that pop up everywhere. All the associated symbology. We've had a look at how it links to the planet Saturn. And how this is an occultic belief system that goes back to the period when allegedly Saturn was one of the Earth's suns, or the Earth's sun, and when it looked down, Saturn being Saturn with its rings around it and its gases, it looked like an eye looking down at you, hence the associated symbolism. Adding to that, when it gets more interesting is when you start to look at the Sabbatean Frankist connection. With old Sabbatai Zevi, who was this chap here, who declared himself the new Messianic, the Messiah, back in 1666. He had a massive following from Judaism, and he convinced his following, they estimate it was like 1 million followers, that, look, why should we be good? Who says we should be good? Why don't we be evil? And let's be like really, really evil. Let's kind of get, Sam Smith dressed up in his bondage gear and like thrust him in front of people's children. And let's kind of, make them undergo medical stuff that they start. And let's like bring buildings down on top of their heads and then massacre another 1 million people in the Middle East off the back of it. And, do you get the impression? I'm not being flippant, folks. I'm saying this is what is happening. The fact that 99% choose to stay blissfully asleep, or their circumstances are that they're locked in the matrix, and only you and I are kind of waking up to this. That's their shout. But good on you warriors that have worked this out, and you're standing up for the children. So, if you didn't want further proof of this, I'm going to whip through this in no particular order. Can I just say, folks, if you can like and subscribe, if you want to be a massive legend with your life, if you want to wake up every single day, living your dream, living in your utopia, waking up in paradise, smashing every single one of your goals or dreams, whatever they may be. Mine was to do every single thing I wanted on this planet across 86 countries on all 7 continents, including becoming a qualified pilot, skydiver, scuba diving, all round the this beautiful blue earth, and so on and so forth, culminating with rowing the Atlantic last year, climbing Everest, summiting Everest to support struggling veterans this year. Then this is the channel you want to be subscribed to. You're not going to hear this anywhere else, although there's some wonderful channels out there, obviously. So you do that now. I promise I will sort you out with the good stuff. I mean, I'm not going to like come and beat you up or something. That'd be weird, wouldn't it? Subscribe to my channel. I'm just going to tap out. Spain, wasn't it? Right, let's talk about Spain. So Spain's decided not to talk about, have you seen basically what's happening is the old world order, the globalistic world order, the globalists, that's all got to come down now, because the cabal, this black cube, Sabbatean, Frankist bunch of maniacs, whatever you want to call them, and yes, there's a lot of euphemisms flying around. We got to move forward now. Now's the time of AI. So all this kind of globalism, which has destroyed your country with mass rampant immigration, it's stolen all your jobs, it's destroyed your industries, yada yada yada. Now that's all got to come to an end, because it's now a battle for the resources, for the AI infrastructure. Lots and lots of energy needed, and lots of precious metals, silica and lithium and the like, for their 50-minute cities and their enslavement architecture. So this is like the next phase now. So whenever you hear of this kind of and Trump probably is their incoming messiah. Orange, as in Orange Man. Orange in numerology, as you know, 33, isn't it? So when you hear them talking about, what was it called? The Board of Peace, remember what George Orwell said. You've got to invert that. It's an inversion. It means it's the absolute opposite. So what's the opposite of peace? Peace, tranquility. It's the Board of Upheaval then. Spain don't want to be a part of it. We'll come on to the reason why. Spain sticking with the old school, the old globalist framework. They very much support Palestine, clap, 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 and they support the United Nations. But of course, the United Nations is the old world order, along with the World Health Organization, that brought you probably the worst couple of years in your life. Do you remember that period? Off the back of it, the people that you love were doing that, and they didn't even have a clue why they were doing that, because they were too busy watching Strictly Come Dancing. Yes, that WHO. You remember Donald's just signed America out of it? Things are changing. The old order is going, new orders coming in. And what do they usually use to usher in the next phase of the plan? A world war in it. But don't you worry about that. So Spain has said no thank you. There's their rather handsome, isn't he? Bit dishy, that one. Their prime minister. Well, why do we just get the rats ones? But like I said I'd move swiftly on. This guy is saying it as it is. This is former CIA officer, John Kirikow. What a bloody name that is. Let's see what John is saying, hey?
about the Israelis. If they want to kill you, they won't like just do a close-in hit. They'll blow up the entire city block where you live. They'll kill 1,000 people just to get you. And they don't care. And then they say, what are you going to do about it? You're going to go to the International Court of Justice?
Do they really do this?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Did you ever interact with them?
Yes.
And how did you find them to be?
Miserable.
Yes, I mean, it's not like they'd bring, for example, structures down on thousands of people's heads, including, in some cases, their own family. Howard Lutnick. Crazy stuff. So, what else has Spain done lately? Remember, in God we trust. It's on the back of is it the $1 bill? It might be on the back of all the dollar bills. I don't know. I don't live in America. Love traveling there though. Yeah, Washington. Wow, that's one hell of a place. New York. I had dinner on the World Trade Centers a couple of times. Quite amazing to see when those buildings came down, to think, bloody hell, we were up there, having dinner. Anyway, I digress. In God we trust, in gold, oil, and drugs. Remember the cabal. Remember Afghanistan. What under the old tallies, they didn't like that stuff, did they? So they kept a lid on it. Now it's rampant. The old poppy growing, gone through the roof. Remember the Bush family? Everyone wants to think they made their money in oil. Nope, they made their money in opium. Just like the Sassoon family, a big merchant family, the Sassoons. They trashed China, didn't they, with their opium? And of course, should be mentioned that the Bush family also had a slave labour camp. They had a steel factory outside Auschwitz. And guess where the labour for their steel factory came from? It's some connection like that, folks. I might not be dotting my T's here, but let's just be honest. It's none of it's in our interest, is it? This is why Spain apparently has made the largest ever cocaine seizure in history, intercepting 10 tons en route from Brazil to Europe. So some cabalist is out of pocket. Then they're not happy with this either. Sticking with the Latino thing, in South America, their churches are getting burnt down. Where have we heard that? We've seen that quite a lot. We saw it all across Scandinavia. Who would hate Christianity enough to want to burn the churches down? It's beyond me. Which country is it that they spit on Christians? Have you heard about that? Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head, but crazy. And then there's this, right? How do you know this is cabal? I'm going to show you. 4 train crashes in just 5 days. And look at the response from Israel. All because Spain recognised Palestine, which you'd think would just be a given, wouldn't you? It's like recognising Cornwall. I mean, this place exists. Because of that, look at this. All this hatred that they've got from a certain state, certain place in the Middle East. I know you can't read that except for ones like there. They have received their punishment. I'm saying, folks, and I'm not generalising here, because I met an absolutely super Israeli when I was driving through West Bank one time, and he was hitchhiking. Omri, his name was. I picked him up. He'd not long left the IDF, and he was a lovely bloke. First thing he did was give me 5 Floyd CDs and a blim. So, Not everyone's mental, but I think when you're absolutely brainwashed from birth into some extremist views about the planet, like animals go on an ark 2 by 2, and the reason that the tigers don't eat the rabbits is that God let the tigers eat grain. This is, something. It's not going to end well, folks, is it? It's not going to end well. So you've got this, and of course the transport minister came out and said this is bizarre. Something really strange is happening, and that was after the first rail crash. He said this line has been in operation for 33 years. Now, sticking on that vein, sorry, there's the Palestinian thing. Look, Spain have recognised the state of Palestine. Unlike a certain president who moved the embassy, the American embassy, to Jerusalem, which is a bit naughty. What was I saying? Moving swiftly on. Yes, this crash here. So the first crash, the spokesperson, the witness, the eyewitness they've quoted was Maria San Jose 33. What are the odds of that using the Cabal signature number? Oh, but Chris, that's just coincidence. It's just a double-digit number. Yep, okay. Then how do you explain that this eyewitness on the other crash, I don't know if this was the second crash, this was January the 20th, was a 33-year-old consultant. So, yes, we looking the other day. Sorry, I'm going to be a bit all over the place on this. Friends, if you can like and subscribe, that'd be awesome. If it doesn't make sense now, don't worry. None of this made sense to any of us back along, did it? You have to pick this up slowly, start joining your dots, and then seeing that you have been massively lied to your whole life. Then you've got an option. You can crawl back into the matrix and, put on a soap opera, or you can join us and stand up against these maniacs and stand up for the kids. And it's an easy thing to do because the battle starts with ourselves, doesn't it? And getting ourselves in order. So there we were looking at the old ChatGPT. We know, don't we, that if you reverse this image and then you meld the two together, fuse the two together, it makes the star of a certain state. But what I was drawing attention to the other day was, if you look at the symbolism in the middle of ChatGPT, do you see it? It's the black cube, the reference to the North Pole of Saturn. Saturn, Sabbatai Zevi. Sabbatai means Saturn. In fact, I'll just play you this quickly.
The black cube and its connection to Saturn aren't just symbolic curiosities. They're part of a hidden system of belief that's been quietly shaping cultures, religions, and power structures for thousands of years.
Have you got? Put it in the comments, folks. Can you see the black cube in that one? If you can't, squint your eyes. Let me know in the comments if you can see it. There it is. I don't know why people keep referring to that as an octagon. It's a hexagram, is it not? Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 six-sided? Octagon is 8. That's a hexagon. I might be wrong there. I'm not good at this sort of thing. But if you squint and you look at it, then again you see the black cube the black cube symbolism. There we go. And moving swiftly on, I'll put that one last. What have we got? We've got at the World Economic Forum. Did you see all the 33s that came out of the World Economic Forum? They've ascertained 33 dangers to mankind. Yes, at the 2026 WEF, you can find this. The global risks, they listed as 33. What's this chap saying? This is Nokia's CEO. So Nokia is Finland, is it not? He's saying by 2030, smartphones will be implanted directly in our bodies as 6G becomes fully operational. I don't think it's going to be in
Definitely. About 6G.
Shush. Hold on a minute, Mr. Nokia CEO. Yeah, I don't think it will be in our bodies, do you? But then having said that, it is, we are all a bit at fault for going along with this nonsense, even having a smartphone. So let's see what he says.
About 6G earlier, which is around 2030, I would say that by then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the usual kind of the most common interface.
Wow.
Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies. About 6G earlier, which...
Bloody hell. Wonder where you insert the SIM card. This is good. So this is this girl here.
Anilo.
Oh, she wants to know, why does Israel keep putting her as one of the dead hostages on the telly when clearly she's alive?
אני לא... היי, מה נשמע? מה קורה? אני בבית שלי, אוקיי? אני צריכה ללכת לאימון עוד חצי שעה, חבר'ה, מה קורה?
Yeah, there you go. Reminds me of that time a certain number of hijackers were kind of alleged to have flown aeroplanes, weren't they? And then half of them turned up alive and well, and still flying for their relative, airlines. And oh yeah, this is the Suella thing, isn't it? I not the sort of thing I really know much about, folks, but apparently this is who Reform have invited into their party.
Could you also just explain to us what is the European Research Group? Because a lot of people are saying it's effectively a party within a party. It's a group of hardline Brexiteers, some of whom are government ministers, operating within the Conservative Party and taking public money, because a lot of you use public money as MPs to fund this group, the ERG.
The European Research Group has been in existence for many, many years, actually, and its express mission is to support the government to deliver a Brexit which is reflective of the result of the referendum and which is prosperity-led and successful.
How many government ministers are in it?
I'm not going to say how many government ministers are in it, because it is essentially a group of members
It's
of
a
Parliament.
secret society, is it?
It's not a secret society. It's a European
So
research group.
why won't you say how many ministers are in it?
It's a group of MPs who are supporting the government to deliver a Brexit which works for everybody, representing all strands.
So why can't you tell us who's in it?
If
we pay for it, we ought to know who's in it.
It's a group of MPs which is...
I'm going to stop it there, folks. You know where this goes. Kind of crazy, isn't it? People still vote for these buffoons. She looks like a sixth form, the sixth form prefect. Yeah, therein lies the problem. It's an ego problem that Suella's got. But what I wanted to come on to is it's a club, folks. They're all puppeted by the dark network. This person here, he's done the maths, and he said, what are the odds that all three, including our Prime Minister, of these MPs are all, let's just say, married to the Israeli connection. We're talking of Prime Minister Jenrick, whoever the hell he is. You'll have to enlighten me. I've got no clue. And Braverman. This commentator on X says, I know you're not allowed to ask such things because it makes you anti-pathetic, but I'm asking, and I've done the odds on it, and the odds are 1 in 100 million that three people would marry this kind of, inter-ethnic faith and also be in the cabinet is 1 in 100 million. So I think what he's suggesting there is, we might be being a little bit sort of controlled. And this here, I'm just going to break this down for you. I'm going to talk right over the top of this, folks. And you'll see why. So she's defected to reform.
Thank you, Nigel, for that wonderful introduction. I feel like I've come home. Thank you.
So she's talking at a military establishment. I think they're veterans.
And I gotta say, what an honour it is to be with all of you. Gallant, noble, brave servicemen and women.
How does she know that? How does she know that they're gallant and brave? What about all the ones, the ones that are? It's just, sorry, I always challenge this just notion that just because you wear a uniform that somehow it makes you above. The gallant and brave firemen, they're brave. What they have to go through, what they have to witness, what they have to get up the next day and go through again. I know it doesn't happen every day. That's brave. People that volunteer and give their services for free for the betterment of mankind, they're brave. People that care for sick relatives, they're really, really brave. People that stand up against the medical nonsense, which, let's be honest, nobody in the military and only a sprinkling of veterans did. They're massively brave. Just donning a uniform doesn't make you brave. And in this era, and even as, a proud former Marine, we have to question, who are they fighting for?
You've put your country first. You've sacrificed.
What? Sacrifice what? One of the benefits when I joined the military is I was getting paid like 4 times what all my mates who left school who went on YTS courses and that. Well, it wasn't a sacrifice. If I sacrificed anything, it was a bit of blood, sweat, and I can safely say there weren't any tears. I was so focused on escaping my damaged childhood and proving to all those teachers and parents and step-parents that I wasn't the loser that they all, the failure that they made me out to be, that I hung in there and I stuck it out to the end. This wasn't like a good story or anything. This is the ultimate failed human being, as it were. And I'm not saying it didn't ultimately lead me to paradise and it was part of my life experience, but you got to sort out the wood for the chaff, or whatever the expression is. This is just absolute propaganda nonsense, and got to stop hero worship in the military. They're just humans like you. A lot of them you'd absolutely detest. They're actually programmed in the military to detest civilians. So if you're a civilian now and you're going around saying, thank you for your service, it's like, please don't do that. Because they're not looking back at you with respect. They're looking back and going, what a fucking creep. Do you know what I mean? And it's awful. And we've got the state now where we live in a country where grown blokes that once upon a time would have had to pick up a sword and a shield and go and fight off the Vikings or smash the French, or now, like, they're hero worshipping other men because they wear a uniform. And it's weird. It's like really weird. Go on any veteran, any military Facebook page or you know, LinkedIn or whatever, like any post about like, hey, I've got a big weapon and I'm going to go and massacre a load of people. It's just people are tossing themselves off over it. It's this isn't good, folks. You know, this isn't good. It says thou shalt not kill in the instruction book. It says that for a reason, not because, you know, I said this the other day, didn't I? It's not because like it's a bad thing to kill a person, although clearly it is. It's because we're all a divine manifestation of God. That's it. So when you kill another human being, it's the ultimate in you killing God. That's why these Sabbatean Satanist maniacs love their war rituals so much. Is they get off on how absolutely gullible and uneducated people are to actually go and kill God and think that they should get medals for it. It's insanity perfect, folks.
You've given us.
And would Suella go and fight? Do her fellow politicians, do they go and fight? Do their kids go, lose their eyeballs, lose their legs, lose their private parts, come back in body bags?
Everything. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you.
Probably the most insincere thank you. I think what she's really saying there is, I'm a chronic narcissist, massively controlled by the big club. I'm going to tell you sycophantic maniacs what you want to hear, because let's be honest, you're all living on your egos, aren't you? And you want to be told that you're all big, rough, tough, you know, heroes. And I'm going to play to that ego because it's just a tried and tested textbook approach.
Thank you for everything you've done for the United Kingdom.
Thank you for everything you've done. Oh, by the way, we're going to send you off to get slaughtered. It'll either be in Ukraine against the bear, possibly we're thinking about Iran, but we can't rule out those bloody chinkies.
Now, you didn't do that for applause. You didn't serve your country for reward. You did it because you believe passionately in the greatness of our country.
Ah! Even all the unawake veterans are like pissing themselves laughing now. I don't think anyone, I literally never met a single person that joined up for the Queen or the country. We joined up because it was an opportunity not to like have a shit job or be unemployed, and it was the opportunity to prove ourselves that we weren't our damaged childhoods. Sorry, I'm going on a bit now, aren't I? But
you believe fiercely in its valor. You're not.
No, they don't. They don't. Literally don't at all. Were you not awake, Suella, during the medical nonsense, where the military literally did nothing? They let the cabal come in, and the whole country took a massive hit, economically, in terms of health, in terms of mental health, in terms of veteran suicide, in terms of suicide in the community, and the military did nothing except to chuck the poison stuff into, yes. Oh, there, it's gone back to the beginning. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox now, but once you see this crap for what it is, you can't really miss it. Right, have a look at this. Let's. I'm not going to interrupt this, folks. Let's just. Who remembers Dallas? This is a remake. Instead of JR, they've got Vladimir. Instead of Bobby, they've got the Orange Wonder, and this is called Board of Peace.
Once this board is completely formed, we can do pretty much whatever we want to do.
There we go. Yes, remember, folks, what I said. This is just the next phase of the world order. The next phase. We've gone from the globalist thing. You've got to forget that now, that, yes, the Donald is taking down the globalists. This is for all you Q lovers. Yes, he is, because that's his role under the Sabbateans, who bailed him out. So Trump was in for a big hit through his Atlantic City casino venture. He was in stuck for millions and about to go bankrupt. Now, in came Wilbur Ross, the Rothschilds financier, and arranged, I think it was between 52 banks, a vast series of loans to keep his head above water. You've got to imagine the mindset of a narcissist, of a megalomaniac that has gone through that absolute programming, that all-American dream, Ivy League type mentality. The American Psycho, for those of you that have watched it, that, like, you know, is my business card better than his business card? Oh, better, or I'll hate him for, you know, you got bailed out. Who do you think you owe for the rest of your life? And who do you think have got a good sway over you already because you went to a certain island with your best mate who you used to organise the beauty pageants with? So this is what's happening, folks. This is just the next stage, the next evolution of the totalitarian, technocratic, New World Order control. Now, dun dun dun, I'm going to come over to the chat, and then I'm going to go over to locals, folks, for our locals crew. There it is. There's the address at the bottom of the screen. You absolute legends. Folks, if you like the spiritual side of things, if you like all the stuff that I can't say on here, locals is the platform that you want to be on. I try and do a life coaching video every morning if I can. But yeah, that's for the people that want to get like a little bit more deeper than the kind of like fear porn, dopamine kind of YouTubey sort of stuff. Just want to say thank you for everyone that's supported my Challenge Everest. Me summiting Everest next month to shine a light for struggling veterans just like I was. And also say, why is no one making a link between our damaged childhoods and the high rate of suicide we've got in the veterans community? Why is literally no one talking about it? It's insanity. So everyone that's chipped in a $5, some of you have chipped in a lot more. There's Denise, bless her. Thank you, Denise. Thanks ever so much. Also to David there, Roger, John and Nick. And more recently, Daniel Thompson, John Steele, Diana Hall, Eileen Hinz, Dean Berry, Denise Greenwood, oh, there's Denise again, Kathy Stevens, and Martin Wicks. You absolute superstars. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Folks, if you can chip in a $5 towards the vast expense, there's a link below. If everyone chips in a $5, it becomes nothing, doesn't it? You know, it shows the power of what we can do if we all put our minds to something. And how many people have I spoken to already about, how many podcasts have I done now? And I've said this to like anywhere between 5 and 10,000 people every single show. That's probably a million people already now. And like I say, I'm not saying this to big myself up. I wish everyone was talking about it. I've only ever heard one other veteran say it's the thing behind the thing, Chris, isn't it? Apparently it's what the Yanks call it in their veterans healing community. It's childhood trauma, basically. So thank you. Right, let's go over to the chat. Dun, dun, dun. If you can like and subscribe, folks, before you disappear, check that you're subscribed and click the notification bell. That'd be awesome. Yes. Mad, isn't it, Flip? Isn't it weird? You look at something on one app that's completely unrelated to, say, your PC or whatever. Next thing you know, you put something up and there's literally an advert for someone you were chatting with someone about yesterday. That kind of thing. Dun, dun, dun. Sabrina Wallace. I have no idea who Sabrina is. So, folks, listen. If you'd like to be a guest booker for the show, to get people, to vet people, not vet people per se, but to look up like what are they offering? Would they make a good guest for the podcast? Then get in contact with me. You'll need to be a bit sort of savvy with that kind of thing. I can set you up with an email address, and let's start approaching people. I mean, it's long overdue that David Icke should have been on the show again. Just haven't had time to do it. So contact me if yes, of course we're restricted because we're a truth channel. We don't do like monkey riding on a pig, and we don't do fear porn. We do spiritual battle. The answer to everything you need starts at you, not even your front door. Starts with you when you wake up in the morning. It's how you want to conduct yourself. And if you get yourself to a place where every day you wake up in paradise, the world will be a much, much better place, because you won't be on about killing other human beings. You won't be on about, spreading fear. You won't be slagging off other people. You'll become a living embodiment of what it is to be divine. And that's a powerful thing, because that raises energy. Dun, dun, dun. So yeah, we get loads of people unsubscribed, folks. That's it. Loads of people saying, Chris, I thought you were off YouTube. I didn't see you for 2 years, and there you are. I'm like, no, you've been unsubscribed. How else do you think they keep the numbers down? What you telling me with a video like this that I'm doing, that you're not going to get loads of subscribers? Of course you are. How many people are watching this, never seen me before, that are like, yeah, I like what he's talking about. This guy's making sense. Bit hard to grasp at times, because that's the nature of this. But yes. Yes, don't we know? Dun, dun, dun. Yes. Okay. Right. Just thank you to people like Data. You can see they got the little Viking symbolism next to their name. This is just a play on my family history, folks. The Thralls were the lower caste of the Viking era. So that's why everyone's got a Viking sword or axe, or in this case, what's that, a shield data. Thanks for your support by becoming a channel member, mate. I really appreciate it. Anyone else, if you can support the channel, there you go. Look, YouTube or Patreon. Locals is our free speech platform where I'm going now, or buy me a coffee. It's £1.99 a month, folks. And yes, I am aware I haven't done the credits for a while, folks. I'm overrun. I'll jump on that as soon as I can. Okay, there we go. Let's get over to locals. Thanks, everyone. Hope it made sense. Much love.
Morning, legends. I'm Chris Thrall. I'm a former Royal Marines commando. Upon leaving the forces, ended up chronically mentally unwell, self-medicating, undiagnosed trauma, and homeless on the streets of Hong Kong. It was the toughest battle I ever had to fight, but without the support of the medical community, without self-help groups, I learned the answers to rebuild my life, go on to complete a series of extreme charity challenges to send a vital message out there for other veterans who are struggling. I've run the length of the United Kingdom, run across the Sahara Desert, rode across the Atlantic Ocean. Now I'm taking on my biggest challenge yet, climbing Mount Everest. If you can support me, friends, and continue to shine a light for our struggling veterans and let them know there is life after PTSD, I'll put a link below. Can spare a fiver? That's absolutely fine. And let's give our veterans the respect that they deserve. Much love.